Nvidia reports earnings today. Are you ready? I know that I am. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education, and the bulls will like this one. The bears, with no teeth, by the way, are essentially gummy bears. In this video, I'm going to share with you my Nvidia stock price prediction and my Nvidia earnings forecast. They've been available at the Patreon since July the 25th. I have not modified them since that time. So when you look at these numbers, they're the ones that I've made based on what I could tell from the guidance from Nvidia and based on my own assumptions. And so when you look at these, this should be a little bit more explanatory than what you get from just other analysts where they give you a price target and maybe they just speak. This is actually showing you the hard numbers that I have been calculating that I project we're going to get from Nvidia. I will be using the Moomoo app in this video, and if you want to sign up and get your free stocks, you can get 16 of them by using my link down in the description. And if you want to be part of my Patreon, that link is also found in the description. We'd be absolutely stoked to have you over there, so come on over and join us. With all that said, let's move right into the Nvidia stock price prediction. There's my spreadsheet that I have for you, and what I have for revenue. Revenue, I have them coming in at a 5% beat over guidance, even though they guided plus or minus 2% onto 11 billion. I think that people are going to be chomping at the bit to get a hold of the Nvidia hardware and software services. So 5% beat on the low end. If it wasn't for supply side constraints, I think I would lean more towards this high estimate that I give of 12.1 billion, which is a 10% beat on revenue. So let's go down to what that looks like percentage wise quarter over quarter. On the low end, that's a 90% beat. On the high end, that's just over double what they had in their previous quarter. So that is going to be pretty incredible. Watch gaming, I think, is going to recover a little bit with strength in retail like we've had, plus the release of their lower tier GPUs. I think it's the 4060s that they put out, or 4060 Ti, and then professional visualization continuing to build, auto continuing to build, and then OEM and others still making up a small part of the revenue. And so that is a 60 to almost 70% gain on their revenue. So down here to these numbers, what does that mean profit-wise? Well, a gross margin of almost 70, net income margin of 45, which could be impacted on the supply side if they had to pay more to get access to build the materials, whatever, if their costs went up because supply was so low and demand was so large, that could impact them. But I also believe that they're going to have pricing power because companies don't want to be left behind in the AI movement. And so I think that they'll pay whatever price they can to get access to Nvidia parts and service as well, the software. So moving on from there. So that puts us at 209 per share. And I think the Wall Street estimate last time I looked was at 206. So even on my low end, I'm actually a little bit above what they have. So we'll see how that turns out. The high end, if it wasn't for supply side, 224 is what I was going for. So if we were actually flush with chips and we had plenty of supply out there, it's still going through Nvidia to get them. And I think that that would lead to a higher estimate on this one. I'll stick the low end at 209. Now the next thing is my Nvidia stock price prediction itself. Now that's over the next 12 months that we could see it there sometime. I still believe that we could run up to $500 either just before that would have to happen today or just following earnings that we see it in the after hours or even the next trading day. So we'll see if we get there. I don't know if we stay there. It depends on a lot of things. And one point that I want to put out to you is that when I show the numbers, they are based on a forward earnings multiple of 70. So if the market should happen to tank for some reason, that drags down multiples, which means it also drags down Nvidia price. It takes it down with it. And so it'd make it harder to see these numbers. However, if the market trades sideways or if the market even starts to drift upward on us, then that's something that could increase the multiples that we see. And mind you, we also have the forward guidance coming out from Nvidia that I also anticipate to be very strong, especially if with their orders coming in that we're able to ease the supply side of things, that they're able to get the parts that they need, and people are still out there trying to get a hold of every piece of Nvidia equipment that they can, which is what I expect to happen over the next several quarters, if not over the next several years. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited. The last thing that I'll say is that back in July, I was making a video talking about Nvidia's price, and I was like, wow, this looks really run up. So then I got the question, is it really run up? And so that led to me making the Nvidia stock price prediction. And then I made that available over my Patreon. I was very excited to share the results, and you'll see why here in a second. So let me put this up here. And here it is. These are my predictions that I have. Low estimate, $514 per share. High estimate, $546, almost $547 per share. Midpoint of $530 per share. So those values, like for people who already believe that Nvidia is way overpriced, maybe I haven't said enough to convince them, and that's fine. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to share with you my thoughts and my calculations, my stock price prediction, and that's what I have sometime over the next 12 months that we could see those values happen. Now, for people, like I said, who thought that Nvidia was already overpriced, you're going to think that these numbers are absolutely bonkers and absolutely insane. For me, having done the calculations and looking to see what they're capable of and considering them on a fundamental level to be in just like a keystone that supports what we have going on for AI, for sort of locking it all together in a very widespread, scalable way, they're at the center of it. Like, they're at the pinnacle of the arch. They're the thing that when the pressure's pushed down on AI, that they're going to keep it locked in place. So that's what I see for Nvidia, and these prices that I have here. None of it's financial advice, but it is something that caused me even over $400 to still take a position in Nvidia when prior to doing this, I never would have touched it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Am I out of my mind putting a stock price prediction over the next 12 months of over $500? Am I right to do so? Do you think it should be higher than that? Like I said, let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Here's Nvidia's chart that we're looking at. You can see the bullish channel. You can see we fell out of that bullish channel and that we happen to find support just above 400. And I said that we could possibly see all the way down to 400. I think we made it down to 403, and that we could possibly see a run up to 500 either just before earnings or just following earnings. We made it up back up to 480, and then we had a red candle day. And about that red candle day, we had bond yields up. We had Barkin coming out talking about a reacceleration of inflation, and then also possibly further rate hikes. Like yesterday was just a messy day. And then on top of that, we hit 480. And for the people who were in it that saw 480 before and then didn't sell and were left sort of bag holding, or the fact that it chewed into the amount of profit that they had, seeing that happen, I think that we were always going to get some sell pressure, and that's also taking advantage of this run-up. I feel as though it was very natural, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to get back up there to that 500 level. That 500 level, by the way, is this blue line that I have up here, and that's it is a considerable jump. I don't want to minimize that. That's about 4 or 5% over what we saw as their all-time high. So just keep that in mind, and that from where they're at right now at $456, which is actually where they closed in the pre-market, they're actually rocking 458, so not too much off of that. We're still under that 460 number that we're about 10% out. So we would have to have a 10% jump either leading up to earnings or just after earnings in order to hit that $500 price that I put out there that I said that we could possibly run up to. So we'll see if that does happen along the lines of value that I push through this channel. I do have an offer for Moomoo down in the description. It's the trading platform that you see me use in my videos, and their mobile app is absolutely incredible. You'll find the link down in the description where you can get up to 16 free stocks from Moomoo. All you got to do is sign up, deposit your cash. $100 or more gets you 5 free stocks. $1,000 or $5,000 gets you 15 free stocks. There's a $50 cash reward for your trading account at every tier. The $5,000 tier also gets you a free share of Tesla or Google. So take advantage of that offer, and then also don't forget about that link for the Patreon down in the description. If you want access to my Patreon exclusives, they are there waiting for you, including my Nvidia stock price prediction, which I've shared with you in this video. You'll get it much earlier through the Patreon, and also Tesla stock price prediction will be the next one that comes out. And like I said, SoFi is one that I'm thinking about adding on next. So if that's something that you want to see, also put that down in the comments. Also come over and join us at the Patreon and be a member of my private Discord when we can chat about stocks, finance with me and my community members all day long throughout the trading day. So thank you guys for watching this video. Nvidia, wonderful. I think it's going to have a very bright future ahead of it. So we'll see what happens there. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.